Welcome to my top 10 worst Pokemon of all time list. I've got with me Roman
Hey, what's up?
and Reed,
What's poppin'?
and featuring the Joester, Jonah.
What's up, guys?
And I'm going to be like your middle school teacher, and I'm going to be giving you a slideshow of the worst Pokemon of all time, in my opinion.
Teach me, senpai.
I will teach
That's
you.
pretty sick.
This is my criteria. My criteria is basically, well, I just like these guys for lots of reasons, but mostly it's design. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
Number
I think I
10.
the space bar too, if you want.
Sawk and Throh. Throw and Sawk. They look like Muppets. They're stupid. They look really bland and generic, and they don't have anything very cool about their features. Too humanoid. They look like people. They look like big blue guys. Definitely wearing clothes. They're wearing literally like karate outfits. Like you can't tell me that that's not like actually clothes on their body. Boring design. They're just, I think I already said this, but they're boring. There's like nothing to them. He's literally just like a red dude and a blue dude, and they have like kind of designs on their face, and they're literally wearing just clothes.
True.
Yeah.
Throw is stupid because he just looks like a red, overweight villager.
Yeah, he does actually. Oh, he does.
It's just
It
stupid.
does look like a villager.
Minecraft villager.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
that's
looks
crazy.
not
I
good.
can't change my
I
mind.
think these are
about that.
bad, but top 10 bad is kind of crazy.
Top 10
That's
bad.
what I was feeling like. I was like, these guys aren't good, but like,
The,
But they're wearing
not that
clothes. They're
bad.
Pokemon.
the clothes put them over the top. I just can't with the
Right?
clothes.
I
All
feel
right,
like
this,
I
Pokemon
think
need to
of
be
way
decent
worse
too,
Pokemon.
Jonah.
Hmm?
Pokemon need to be decent too.
Yeah, true.
facts. Yeah, they couldn't be nude because
I
they
mean,
look like
Gardevoir's-
they're just
no,
dudes.
no,
you know what's
Gardevoir's not.
You know what's underneath those clothes. It's not good.
Just red.
No. Oh, so anyways,
blue.
yeah.
Red.
So I found this redesign for Throw, and look how much cooler it looks. He'd be so sick like this because he's a fighting guy, and it's got all the same aspects of Throw, but it makes him not a dude. It makes him a monster. So
That like the whole concept is that he's a jujitsu guy.
I know, but he can still be a master of jujitsu and not look like he's wearing a karate outfit.
How is he supposed to throw people if he's only got 3 fingers?
True.
How is he supposed to sock anybody with a mouth like that?
Well, he's the one that fights with his feet, actually.
Wait.
Here's
wait.
another thing is that nostalgia kind of affects some of these guys too. So, all right, next number 9, Jynx, ugly, freaking ugly. Look at it; it's hideous. It's so ugly. The face is just ugly. The hair is ugly. The elbows are ugly, and the weird little points coming out of the dress, ugly. Stupid dance. Jynx does a really stupid dance in its animation, and I do not like it. It like shakes around. The dress moves weird. It's just weird. Like Pokemon Go. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's just not good. Definitely wearing clothes. You cannot tell me that is not clothes that it is wearing. Like, what else would it be? It doesn't even indicate like hair or fur or like fashioned from nature. It's just straight up clothes.
It's Gizzard.
Who would want to be friends with this thing? That's another big thing. Like, why would you ever want to befriend this thing and like have it like? You can't have this thing like sleeping at your camp next to you. That's just weird.
I can think of a few reasons.
Yeah. Same.
If you don't like its elbows, then I think that means you're a Mewtwo hater because it looks like his ankles.
No, Mewtwo is freaking sick. I don't care about the elbows actually. I kind of like them. That's not bad. It's really just the combination of everything that is on it.
That's true.
Like, what are the
There's another one,
spikes?
just like the last one, where like
Is-
I can see the vision, but I can't imagine it being top 10 worst.
It's just poorly executed. It's a poorly executed Frostlass is really what Jynx is, because they're based on
Yeah.
the same thing, but Jynx just looks retarded and Frostlass looks really cool.
True. Can Jynx even be a dude? Because that'd suck to be a dude, Jynx. Just think about that.
It
That'd be
can.
rough.
It can be. I'm pretty sure.
That's so stinky.
It's really
When
bad.
I look at it, it looks like the atypical like Karen kind of like name. Just like the
Exactly.
hairdo. It looks like it would be a Karen.
It does. It's got like actually like a dress on too. It's just
Yeah.
it's just not good. All right. Moving on.
That's pretty bad.
Number 8. Honedge and
I hate
Doublade.
this take.
You guys will find that. Okay, first of all, notice that Aegislash is not included. Aegislash I think is tolerable. You're gonna see my reasons, but basically any guy that's just a straight up object always loses points. I think it's just bad. Uninspired designs. All right, you got something as cool as a sword, and the only thing they did was put an eyeball in the middle of it. That's it? That's all I could think of for the sword Pokemon? Put an eyeball on it? That's so boring. Oops. Doublade is 2 independent creatures. 2 independent creatures, not even together. Literally, it's just 2 dudes completely separated. Makes no sense. Cannot emote. This is another big thing. If you are giving me a Pokemon and it can't express itself in any way, it's just an item. Like, that's all it is. How am I supposed to relate to this thing if it can't even express itself? And the sheath just attaches. So what the heck do you do with it? I really don't like this. The sheath just comes off. And then what? It just like sits on the ground? That doesn't make any sense. Why would it do that? Why does it have a sheath at all? It's a ghost blade.
I think there's several problems with this.
All right, go
I'm
ahead.
gonna tackle this.
All right.
First of all, it's a ghost possessing a sword, so I don't think that the sword is like necessarily like the Pokemon's body itself, but I'm not sure. Maybe I think that's like the eyes. Maybe we're supposed to represent it partially. And I think the cannot emote at all part is Pokemon's fault, because half their Pokemon can't emote because they suck at making games. It's hard. They can't make any of their Pokemon express any feelings or emotions at all.
I'm saying
Also,
like
the sheath just attaches. I don't think that matters because I think it's 'cause it's like a ghost possessing a sword, so it doesn't matter if the sheath comes off or not.
yeah,
The
but
little like hand things hold the sheath, I think.
I know, but like that's so
It's
dumb.
still pretty. Yeah.
Why would it just pop? Like, that doesn't make any sense. No, the emote thing, like, imagine, so even in, like, the anime, like, if you look up, like, Honedge anime, it can't, like, even emote at Ash, because it's just an eyeball. So it can't, like, be, like, your little friend. It can't be your little, like, your buddy. It's just an item that you fight with. It's not, and I feel like, I looked up, like, redesigns, and nobody's ever redesigned it. Or at least that I could find. But like, I feel like should be a way to make like a ghost dude with like a sword arm or something like that instead. I mean, even think of like, what's his name? What's the guy's name with the sword? Bisharp. He's like a sword guy, but he's not like just a straight up floating sword.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that I don't like what you said about him emoting, because you can make the same argument for like Magnemite, because he's just a ball with an eyeball on it.
Yeah, that's true. But I agree. I don't think he can emote very well.
I feel like he can. I feel like he can though.
But he still feels more like a monster Magnemite does, I think, because his eye is a lot bigger too, a lot more prominent. You can barely even tell that guy, that's his eye. Like it looks like the eyes are like the squinted part too. You can't really tell.
Yeah.
Also,
Well, that's because I think you just need to see him outside of the sheath.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna show
Because
that.
like when you're fighting with him and stuff, that's usually what he looks like.
I'm gonna
He's
show that.
outside of it.
I'm gonna show that in a second. Here, look. Okay, this is what they look like when they're out of the sheath. They gotta just hold it. He's gotta just hold his own sheath while he fights. That's just dumb. I feel like that's just stupid. The eyeball doesn't even look very good. It's just not like, if you get rid of the eye, what do you have?
A sword.
True.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They literally didn't even add. They literally just took a sword, slapped an eyeball on it, and called it a day.
Well, if you get
Yeah.
rid of Rotom's eyes and face, then you just have a washing machine and lawnmower and like oven and stuff.
Yeah, but it's like orange and has like lightning coming out of it. That's at least a little.
But
But the whole point of Rotom too is
Yeah,
that's
it's a
not.
deeper concept.
He's possessing a washing machine.
Yeah.
but, like-
isn't this the same thing though?
Yeah, but there's like, what does the actual Pokemon look like? It's just it's possessing a sword, but like, what would the ghost that's possessing it look like? You know what I'm saying? Like, they could have done something like that. Like, maybe the ghost, it's like a ghost and he holds a sword, and then when he goes to fight, he possesses the sword to do like the combat or something like that. That would have been kind of cool.
That'd be interesting, yeah. It does feel like it's a cop out. It's like, oh, it's a ghost. You never get to actually see the ghost. It's just really just a sword.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. They're like, oh yeah, it's a ghost. There's a ghost in there.
It's
But
go
it's just-
somewhere, but we don't want to design it, so it's just a sword.
Yeah, and I should have put a picture of Aegislash in here, but the reason I think Aegislash is okay is because his body is the sword, and he's got like actual arms that he holds the shield with, and I think he's got 2 arms and there's no sheath, and it's more tolerable because it looks like the sword is like the body that has 2 arms, and it's got the shield attached to it. I just think it's better. I think it's a lot better. And it's a lot more interesting looking sword. Like, those are the 2 most bland looking swords you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, they are
True.
pretty boring.
All right, that's all for this guy. Number 7. This
Ooh,
dude.
Daffy Duck. Don't like that.
Inteleon. I added that picture on the right just to show more of his ugly proportions, but horrible shapes. All right, this guy's got absolutely horrid shapes. Look at the poor, like the proportions are so bad. Look at like his rounded like belly. Why did they give that to him? Why does he have that big round belly and that tiny little skinny arms and skinny legs and skinny tail? It's just, I just don't like it at all.
How are you supposed to be agile with a build like
He's super
that?
ugly.
What'd you say, Jonah?
I said, how are you supposed to be agile with a build like that?
Yeah,
He looks
exactly. Like he doesn't
a
look
crazy assassin.
He looks like
thing.
he's got no strength. Like look at his
He's
little
built-
stick arms.
He's built like a Bellsprout.
He is built like a
True.
Bellsprout for real.
He's
His
suppo-
tiny little arms. All right, what? Sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, is it intentional to make him look sassy and kind of gay?
I don't
Is that,
know, but it's just not good. Like it's just not it. Like his hands. Okay, hold on. We'll just keep going. Poor execution of concept. Reed, what do you think that this guy is based on? What do you think his thing is?
Like a somebody who goes to Starbucks? A
No.
dude that goes to like,
He's
yeah,
based off of a spy. He's supposed to be a spy lizard.
I would have never
All right.
guessed.
Yeah, you can't tell. You cannot tell he's a spy because it looks like a weird. I don't even know. Like it does. It just doesn't look Pokemon-ish. It looks like a weird cartoon character, especially the one on the right. And the funny thing is, nothing has changed about that except for his pose. Like, he just looks terrible. Disappointing evolution. Sobble was so cool, and he had so much potential, and he turns into this dude. What?
Even the middle form was kind of cool, but this guy just.
Yeah, the middle form wasn't too bad. It's just like, oh, I don't know.
One
Terrible.
of the designers has to be like trolling, and he makes water types that look really cool, and you're like, oh man, this water type looks so cool, and you get the last evolution, and it just looks horrible.
For real. So terrible pose. This is another thing. He's standing like he is waiting in line for a Starbucks drink, like Reed said.
Exactly. Yeah.
They could have put him in like if he had given him like a Greninja pose, like crouched over maybe, or like on all fours, like looking like he's about to pounce on you or something. That would have been freaking sick. But they didn't do that. They gave him this weird looking pose. Could he even swim? No, I don't think so. Look at his feet. Look at his hands. How is this guy swimming through the water? He's water type. How's he swimming? His little cape thing is gonna make him less hydrodynamic.
He's too skinny to even float. He'll just sink.
For real. I don't like also how his cape just like hangs from his neck. Like, why does it look like that? Why is it not like a frill on his back or something?
Yeah, that'd be so much better.
It just is not it. Here, all right, I'm gonna show you guys this too, to further my point. This is a redesign that I found for Inteleon, and look how they barely change anything, mind you. All that they've changed here is they've given him more animal-like legs. They made his tail is slightly thicker, and his arms have like better shapes to them, and his stomach. His stomach has a lot better shapes.
Yeah.
It's not like a big teardrop. It's like a lizard shape. He's got like some like kind of definition to his chest. And they made his cape thing into like a glider, which is just way, way cooler.
It's funny because if you would have showed me these two like side to side, this guy looks more like a Pokemon in my opinion.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And look at like his feet. Look at his feet. Look how he doesn't have like a heel. He's got like a lizard foot now, or like a bird foot almost. It's just the flow is so much better with the one on the right. The one on the right actually looks like a kind of like a spy. Like it could be stealthy. It could climb around the walls. It could glide a little bit if it wanted to. And look, they gave it the dual typing of flying too, which is just awesome. But that is all. Anything else from you guys on Inteleon?
He
I
sucks.
think the second form's kind of sick though. Or the new.
I think he looks kind of angsty.
Yeah. Second form's it's okay. It's not amazing or anything, but it's second forms are supposed to look a little goofy. All right, number 6. This fricker,
What in the world? This is a
His
Pokemon?
head's so big.
Calyrex. Oh my word!
Is that a tumor? What is that?
It's a stinking brain or
It's
something.
not a Duma. It's not a Duma. What is even going on here? What is happening? Yeah, you're like, what is this? Like you can't tell. Is it a deer? Does it have a bulb on its head? Is that supposed to be its brain? Is it supposed to
Are
be
those
like
little hands? Does it have little arms?
coming up on its head?
No, like the little arms under its head, under the head, under the balls, the little balls.
Yeah, those are supposed to be its arms, I think.
Oh, okay.
And then, oh my word, it's just,
Frick.
I don't know what they were thinking with this one. You can't tell what it is supposed to be. Point number two, his legs, dude. Look at his freaking legs. Why are they like that?
Adventure
He's
Time
wearing
looking on
socks or
Alex.
It is Adventure Time looking. They just hang there? What the heck? You can see on the horse, like, how they look, but they look like just two little, like noodles. Like, it looks like you'd smack them, and they would just, like, kind of flop around like spaghetti, and then, like, go back limp again underneath of his legs. Does he float? Unclear design. Is this guy flying, or is he supposed to be standing there? Like, what is he doing?
He's a psychic type, so I think he just floats.
Is he
Are
psychic?
those wings on his
He
back?
does float.
All right, here's the other thing about the unclear design. You can't tell what type he is. What the heck is his type? I might have that as a point, actually. Yeah, unclear type. What type is he, Reed? What do you think?
I would have said maybe grass because he's green.
Yeah, I probably would say grass and sidekick.
Yeah,
That'd be
maybe
my
psychic.
guess.
I think he is grass and psychic, but I'm
Oh.
not sure. Anyways, he's
No, I
supposed
think
to
he's
be...
just psychic because then you pick up the horses and he becomes like poison and psychic or ice and psychic.
He might just be psychic. Anyways, you can't tell. You have no way of telling. Like, what are the
What
things...
is this a design of? Like, why does he ride horses?
That's what you don't.
I
No
don't
one
know, it's
knows. Like,
stupid.
why? Why does he...
I hate when they take two separate Pokemon and then they combine them and then they say it's just one Pokemon. It just kind of makes me mad.
I don't.
You're supposed
like
to have a team
it.
of 6 and it's literally just a team of 7. You know what else I hate about this guy is that he was like apparently like good in the meta for a while. So I would hate to be like a competitive Pokemon player and then lose to this piece of trash.
Okay, look also
That'd
at
be
this real
awful.
quick. Look at the little horse pictures. His head is apparently glowing in those pictures, and I don't know why.
So stupid.
His little like wing thing too. He's got
It
like
got, like,
wings
bigger.
down there, and then
Yeah.
also he's got like a weird little like frilly cape, and also the green is gone from his arms. What the heck? It's so weird. Like why? Why does that happen? Why? What is the thing around his neck? Why do they look like that? It just doesn't. It's so unclear. And are those things holding up his crown like bulb ears? I don't know. Anyways,
Looks like ears and he's supposed to be like a long ear rabbit.
check this out. All right, a redesign. This is a really rough drawing, but it's a redesign. Look how cool it looks. All right, the bulb is smaller, so it doesn't look as stupid. The face is cute, and it looks like it could be a really nice little friend. He's got like wings now instead of having like whatever the heck those are, like a cape or something. He's got like very nice wings, looks very cute. The legs are very bunny-like. It's got much better proportions. You can very clearly tell that the thing around its neck is roses, and the thing on its head is a rose, and you can tell that the thing holding up his head is ears. That is all. That's it.
What's this Pokemon's name?
Calyrex. Calyrex? I don't know. He's supposed to be a king, I think. He's supposed to be based on like a king also.
Oh,
That's-
okay, that's what I was wondering.
It just doesn't look like that. It just looks terrible.
Even
This
the
looks so
horses
much
look
cuter
bad.
than this. Like this I would love. This gives you like real Celebi vibes. This is atrocious. This looks like a villain,
For real. Especially in that dark horse.
for real. Alright, that is all. Number 5. The key ring. Klefki.
Yeah.
Based on a key ring. Dumb. Could you think of a worse item to base a Pokemon on?
I would never want to even own a Klefki.
Key ring. They're like, oh, this is a perfect example of lazy Game Freak. Some dude walked in, he's like, we need one more Pokemon. What do we got? What have we got? And then he hears like another dude walk in and his keys jingle. He's like, oh, perfect, that's it. Keys. Make a key ring. Put it together. Can't emote. All right, same issue as before. Also, look at his face. All right, how are you supposed to know if that thing is happy, sad, if it's loving its life, if it's in agony from being so weirdly shaped? And
What even is its eyes? Is it like the little black dots or one of the red things?
I imagine it's the black dots, but there's really
Why has
no.
he got a
way to
little
know.
red uvula coming off his head?
It's his little ball
I
sack.
don't like that at
It's
all.
his
His
ball
little ball
sack.
sack.
That's how they
I don't like
reproduce.
it.
I don't know what's going on. It's just I don't know. How does it get the keys on the ring? How do those keys get on the ring? Does anybody know? It's not very clear from this picture.
He just detaches.
What detaches?
I don't know.
It's so stupid. One of his attack animations, it's like one of the rings like pops up from off his head.
from off
and
his
like shoot
head.
the key at you. Yeah.
I think actually what happens is it detaches in the middle at the bottom, but like how you can't even tell. How are you supposed to know that?
That's so dumb.
Why does he like keys? Boring looking is another thing. They're gonna make a Pokemon and they're literally gonna make it. It's literally a key ring with a face. There's no unique design. I mean, I guess you could say the uvula thing is unique. It's just
It's creepy.
it's just not great. Thoughts?
Yeah.
Bad.
Ugly.
Any
I
more
don't know,
any more
it's-
thoughts? Also,
I don't
you know,
even know what to say about it because it's just bad
Yeah.
all around.
you know what
It's
else
just
sucks
bad.
is this guy was really good in the meta too for a long time.
Oh,
'cause he
he's
was-
like fairy and
the-
steel. That's
it was
really the
the-
best tapping it
yeah,
gets.
yep. So he was really good in the meta too, which sucks. So it would suck if you had to have this thing on your team to be good. Cause like it doesn't look
Yeah.
cool. Like it doesn't look like a. It doesn't like I would not want to be friends with it. It looks weird. All right.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. Interesting idea. Now this is a little bit of a stretch because it's very realistic, obviously the design. But can't you see how this? It's like it looks very similar. Everything's the exact same. It's got all the same aspects, but it's just been reshaped into a bird that collects the keys, and it collects keys on these two big feathers that come off of his face. I think that is super sick. Like that is actually a cool idea. Is that this bird? Because birds like to collect shiny things anyways, like crows do. So you got this crow
I could
with
get
like
on board with that.
a key spike on its head, and it just looks like Klefki, but it's a bird. I think that's so much cooler.
It definitely makes more sense.
Real creature. It looks like a real creature. That is all for my. That's all for my Klefki spiel. Number 4. Flamingo.
The flamingo.
That's
Just-
just a flamingo.
Just kidding.
Oh.
Flamingo.
It's just a flamingo.
That's still just a flamingo.
It's
I don't know
still
if
just a
Can you
flamingo.
tell the difference? Flamingo.
No.
Flamingo.
Is that its name, actually?
It's Flamigo,
Yes.
technically. But
He's your amigo, and he's a flamingo.
Flamingo.
I think
So boring. Reed, have you
I
ever
feel like he's-
have you ever
I
seen
feel
this
like
guy,
he's
Reed?
stupid and silly enough for me to love him. I
Have
don't
you-
mind him at all.
Have you ever seen this guy, Reed?
I did not know this was a Pokemon. It's
So
crazy.
boring. You would never even if you Googled this and saw it on Google's images, you would not even think it was a Pokemon.
No.
The reason I think it's so boring is because it's like actually straight up a flamingo. Like there's no difference. Like look at this actually. That's like the same thing basically. The eye is a little bit different and it's got the knot in its neck. Could you tell that was a knot in its neck, Reed?
Not initially, no.
It's supposed to-
Especially off that second picture.
It's supposed to be a knot. Yeah, that's the in-game model and it just looks it just does not look good. So boring. Even worse than
Why does he
3D.
have a knot in his neck? Is there a reason for
You're
that?
about to figure out. Try to guess what type it is, Reed. What type do you think this thing is?
I would have to go with water or flying.
Is that your
Water.
Is that your final answer?
Flying. Flying is my no.
You're wrong.
Water is my
It's fighting type.
What?
What is it supposed
Why?
to do?
It's
thought it was
supposed to be
flying and
like
fighting.
not doing anything.
well, I guess it might be flying and fighting, but it's at least fighting type. So the reason that it's fighting type is I think the knot is supposed to indicate that it's been in a tussle or something.
Mm,
But like, what? That's so unclear. Like that's such a bad way to
Yeah.
draw a fighting flamingo. They made a flamingo and put a knot in its neck, but like it doesn't look like a knot. It just looks like a lump on its throat. Like especially in the 3D thing, you can barely even tell it's a knot. Unclear
Yeah.
typing. I don't like that. Like why would you choose this to be your Pokemon? Of all the cool Pokemon that there are, why would you pick to have this bird on your team? Like it's not fantastical. It's not interesting. It just looks like a flamingo.
I
it
don't
is
know.
quite goofy looking.
I kind of like him because he's so stupid looking.
He is stupid looking, but like that's
Like I wouldn't argue that his design is good, but I think he looks dumb, and I like that he's actually like he can actually be like really good if you use him right. So I think he's funny.
he's just
I
got a
agree
good
with
ability.
Ronan.
So that's all it is.
Yeah.
But anyways, he just
Like I don't think there's anything objectively bad about him. I just think he's too simple.
But like, would you pick this over like Jigglypuff, for instance? Like as a good Pokemon, which Pokemon is better?
No.
Okay, what like basically, I feel like there's no no Pokemon like this has got to be one of the lowest Pokemon you would pick to have. Like okay, imagine like in real life, would you pick to have this thing as your friend in real life?
Maybe it's like a very last resort. So no.
Out of the other 1,000 Pokemon, would you pick this one? Probably
I'd
not.
put him above Klefki, but like
Yeah,
I'd put
above
him
Klefki.
I
Yeah.
would put him above like everything else on this list so far.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's partially, that's what I'm saying, the nostalgia kind of comes in. Like the other guys, like I'm used to seeing Klefki now, but this thing is so new that I was like, I just don't even want it. I don't want it. I don't like it. It doesn't look like it could even fight. Like how is it
Is
fighting?
this from the most recent region?
It is, yes. Oh, sorry. Why would anyone choose this Pokemon over Pikachu, for instance? That's a criteria. One of my criteria, kind of. It's like, if it's not better than the most basic Pokemon there is, or if it's not like even close, then I feel like it's like, it can't be that good.
True.
It might be like good with kids or something.
Here's a redesign. A redesign that someone drew of a better Flamigo. Because, look at this, okay? So, it's got a knot in the neck, but it's not right at the bottom. First of all, it's got much better shapes. Look, like, you know that thing was so easy for them to model, and they picked to make it a perfect sphere for that reason, right? I mean, they literally had to make a perfect sphere, 2 perfect cylinders for the legs, some just like perfect cylinder for the neck, and then 2 like lumps for the wings. Like, it's so easy to model, and they're so lazy that I wouldn't even put it past them that they put this in like late. But then this redesign is like so much cooler, and it's got so much more personality. It looks like it's been in a fight. The nose is all beat up, like bent. It's got a knot in its neck. It's got a boxing glove, which I think is a little far, but even still, I think it's a much better design. And if it looked like this, I actually would consider probably using one.
See, I think I would use this on my like Elite Four team.
Because I think it looks goofy
Farted,
still. It
yeah.
still looks really goofy because it's like looks like it's been in a cartoon fight, but it doesn't look boring.
I think it's pretty sick.
What sucks is in a main playthrough, his ability is pretty much useless because you never play doubles in the regular game.
Facts. It's like they just threw him in. They were like, you know what? Let's make people like him because we'll give him a really OP ability. That's like how they
What's
got
his
people to like
ability?
him. It like copies the stats of its teammate Pokemon. So like if you buff your teammate a whole bunch and send this guy out, he's got the same stats. And that is all. That's my Flamigo spiel. All right, number 3. This dude.
I forgot about this thing.
This guy is so ugly. What even is it?
Enamorus. To enamor you, as in make you fall in love.
Ain't no
I
way
am
this is
not
actually a
falling in love with
Pokemon.
that.
This is a Pokemon. A femboy Pokemon? This is a dude. This is a dude Pokemon. Did you know this? It's a dude. It's a femboy. It's supposed to look like a femboy.
He's one of the genies.
It's one of the genies. Alright. Hideously ugly. Horrendously ugly. Look how ugly it is.
Totally forgot about this guy.
The head shape, Megamind, alien looking, elf ears. What? The hair is just horrendous. Spikes come out of its face. The neck is so weird and long. It's got like a weird lumpy snake tail. It's just not good. Weather Trio's already criticized, so nobody likes the Weather Trio really anyways. I actually don't mind them as much now, but when they first came out, I was like, alright, this is just dudes in clouds.
I was gonna say, I'm almost happy that this guy exists because looking at him and then comparing him to the other 3 makes me think that the other 3 kind of look like Chads because they're like big ripped men.
Exactly.
This,
Oh,
one,
that's so
this one's a
true.
little twinkle.
That's actually what I was
The other
thinking.
3 look so cool in their like
Twinkle.
other form. Like when they go into like the tiger, bird and
Yeah, they are all cool.
Oh, yep, that's another thing.
Whatever the
They
other
picked
one is.
like everyone's least favorite real life animal, the pointed nose snapping turtle, to make it into like its Therian form. Oh, it's awful.
it's not even good.
It's just so bad.
I don't think
Nobody.
there's a
Oh,
single positive thing about this.
here's
Pokemon.
another thing. Nobody knows it exists hardly because it sucks, and no one played that far in Legends Arceus. I don't think a single person got to this guy. I mean, I'm sure people did, but I didn't get to this guy in Legends Arceus because I was done with the game way before I did this post-game story or whatever. So nobody knows it even exists. Did you know it existed, Reed?
Never heard of this Pokemon, for real. I did not know this existed.
Would you ever put this on your team?
Absolutely not.
I
Not
don't
even if it
care
was the
how
most
good it
OP
is, yeah.
Pokemon. It's not a chance.
Unfortunately, I think it sucks.
It probably
Good.
does suck.
Which is worse, this or Lovander on Pal World?
I like Lovander
I'd
better.
much rather
this
take
is way
Lavander
worse.
than this.
Look at this also. I thought this was funny. I found it on Google. Like, if the snake's not wrapped around its neck, then that's what it looks like.
That's awful.
And that's pretty much all, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's super ugly.
Really ugly.
But I'm almost glad it exists because it makes the other ones look cooler.
Yeah, I appreciate the other ones a lot more now. I actually have
I don't
gotten
mind them really
kind of
at
fond
all.
of them now
I think
after a
I've
while.
gotten
Tortoise
used,
is
to
awesome.
them.
Yeah. Number 2. Arcualodon.
No.
Frick is that?
There's no way. There's no way.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Bro, they really
This is
just
not a
stuck
real
a
Pokemon.
bridge in this
I haven't
game.
seen this. This is actually the evolution.
This is it. This is it. They really
That's
stuck a
awful.
bridge
There's no
in this
chance.
game. They were like, you know what, bro,
Frick.
put a bridge in that thing.
Well, how big is that thing? Because
Put
I
a
can't
bridge
see
in
that being
there.
much bigger than like 3 or 4 feet. I was like,
Why?
Put a bridge in that game, man. Put a bridge in there.
Why did they do this?
Okay, so this is what he looks like when he's standing up. But that's what he looks like when he's down.
What the
He doesn't, he
frick?
doesn't look as bad when he's standing up like that.
Yeah.
But I don't like that he just turns into a bridge.
He's just straight up a bridge.
That and the wires are supposed to be like electricity, I think, coming out of him. Which is just so like what a stretch. Like why did they do that? Oh,
The first
my
one,
word.
the first one sucks too. The first form.
The
Yeah.
first one, I almost put, I didn't include the first form, but yeah, he sucks too. I found really cool redesigns for the first form. I can't remember if I put him in this slideshow or not. Unnatural looking. That does not look like a creature. Like it looks like it
I've
could
seen
not.
one or two animals that look like that.
It does not look like it could function. Like it looks like he shouldn't be able to move around. Like it. How is he even gonna walk really? Like look at his arms.
I imagine he rolls up into a ball and rolls like Sonic the
I
Hedgehog.
don't think he can fold that far. It looks like he only got two joints in his body.
I know.
it looks
kinda
like
square. I
He's
don't
in
know.
pain. It looks like he's in pain to stand up. It looks like standing up is like a really hard ab exercise for him. And like, if he's doing anything other than looking like the bridge, that it's like hurting him. Am I wrong about that? How
Yeah.
does this guy eat? How does this guy? How does he do anything actually?
How does he win any battles?
How does he win? How does he
How's he supposed to even
evade an attack? Yeah. How does he do anything other than shoot electricity? Maybe. In really specific directions to look like a bridge. People have
Yeah,
also
he's
brought up
pretty
the fact
dumb.
that he looks like a staple remover from the other side when he's standing up like this,
Oh yeah.
which I didn't include a picture of that, but
I see that.
I just thought this is just such a bad design. Like if you're gonna
Why-
make a bridge guy, you could have made it at least look a little cooler and not actually turn into a straight up bridge.
Like, why do they even need a bridge Pokemon?
I
Why
don't
is
know.
that even something that's going through Game Freak's head? They're like, we need to have a bridge Pokemon that looks exactly like a bridge. in
There's
this
so many things that they haven't based off of Pokemon or based Pokemon off of yet. Like why would they choose a bridge? It's just a weird. Yeah, it's just not right. I don't know. It's just strange. It just doesn't look cool. I think it looks really bad. Oh, I guess that's it. That's all I had for. I thought I maybe had a redesign or like a redesign for his pre-evolved form, but I guess not. Anyways, I think that's second worst. I would never have this on my team. And now it's time for honorable mentions. Number 1, Quaquaval, Quaquaval.
I think he wouldn't even be that bad if they just posed him differently.
Yeah, if
Just
they
the
pose him
exact
Like,
same
different.
like if they pose him differently and fix maybe some of his middle proportions, I don't even think he'd be that bad.
Here's my main reasons why I think he's bad. Very quickly, I'm gonna give my quick reasons for why these guys are bad. I don't like his butt. It looks really weird. I don't
Yeah.
like his toes. They look really weird. I don't like that he's very, very human shaped. And I
You
don't
know
like
that-
Duck.
and I don't like that his feathers float. That's my other thing. All right,
You
what?
know that if he was walking around, he'd be like a cat where you can just like see his butthole all the time.
Oh yes,
true.
he
Yeah, that'd be
definitely
so
would.
awful.
I would hate that.
Number 2, Cryogonal. I think that if you're gonna make a like a snow ghost monster guy, there's just better ways you could do it. Everyone knows he's kind of boring.
That is worst Pokemon.
I don't really mind him that much.
Well, this is honorable
Yeah.
mentions, so this is all out of the top 10 list. Just
Yeah.
so everyone knows. This thing,
That thing is awful.
Magearna.
It's so stupid. It's a waste of a mythic.
so
mythical, in my
bad.
opinion.
Yeah, it's a robot, so it's man-made, but it does not look cool at all. It looks really dumb.
It does look bad.
This thing,
What is that?
Bombardier. This thing got for the same reason that the Flamingo did, where I think it's just boring. Like it just looks like a straight up stork. Like it doesn't have like any
Yeah.
special.
What's that front flap?
It holds
Okay,
like
but-
rock. That's like the bag that it carries babies in. This one I didn't
Oh.
include though because I do kind of like the fact that it picks up rocks in that thing and drops it on people. I think that's funny.
Yeah.
But the 3D model is really bad, I think. This guy represents all of the Tapus. I don't like how they look. I think that they're confusing. Their bodies confuse me, and I don't like it. And I don't understand what's going on with him.
I like Tapu Lele, but the rest of them I don't like.
Which one's Tapu Lele?
I think it's
purple one?
I think that's the purple one, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I'm referring to. Is the purple one.
They just
Yeah.
look. I just can't comprehend what is going on with them, and I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at.
All right, these two guys, they're boring.
Well, those guys are awesome.
They're
this
boring.
Is a horrible take.
The
That's such a bad
the
take. Those
first
guys
one-
are absolutely awesome.
The first one's okay. The second one, well, this is really just more of a personal thing because saw that bush and I was like, oh, I bet you this turns into something cool, and then it just turned into like a slightly spikier
Yeah,
bush, and I
it's
was like,
kinda
oh,
lame.
that's boring. And
He's so cute. Look at his little smile that they built out of a stick.
I think it's all right, but I don't think it's. I just want to include it because it made me really disappointed when I evolved it, and it didn't hardly change at all. This thing, it's just. I just think that this is a horrible
think it's
mesh
stupid.
of colors,
Looks like Sia.
bad shapes, bad color palette. It's just like it's got like neck warmers on. It's
Lots of birds on your list.
weird. It's just weird looking.
Well,
I
all the
don't
birds
like
are
it.
just bad.
It doesn't go well, and it doesn't help that the 3D models for all these guys just really ruin them. Gorgeist,
Oh,
I hate that one.
terrible
I like
execution of a pumpkin, a ghost
looks
that
like
lives
a-
in a
it's
pumpkin.
just
I hate his
Stupid
little,
gourd
I hate his
looking
little
thing.
stubs for legs.
Why does it have hair? Why does it have hair like that? Why can't it just be like a demon coming out of a pumpkin? I
If
just
it had like a smaller neck, it'd be so much better too.
yeah, it would be.
Just
Or if it was like I don't know. I just don't even know. I just
Wait,
think it's
you
not
know-
very good.
You know why I like Bramblegast? I want to say this.
Why?
I think it's funny because he's literally like a stupid little tumbleweed, but he was like super anti-meta because of his ability. It like made him take like half damage from like any wind-based move and like increase his attack or something like that. I don't remember, but it was like super anti-meta 'cause people would use like Tailwind and like Icy Wind and like Heat Wave and stuff, and I just think it's hilarious that he would be like really strong things.
That is kind of cool. I didn't know that, but I was just disappointed with him. That was all. I don't think he's necessarily that bad. And then Slurpuff also gets on here because I think it's really bad looking. I think it's just
I hate
super
that
dumb
one, too.
looking. Is this name Slurpuff? Is that right?
yeah,
Yeah.
everything about that one's just bad too.
It's just too stupid looking, and it's like supposed to be made of like ice cream or something. I just don't. It's just bad.
yummy.
I don't like his little nipple arms. It's not good. All right, number one. I think this is probably the worst Pokemon of all time.
Really?
Clink, Clang, and Klinklang.
I thought Aromatisse was gonna be in here. I'm kind of disappointed there's no Aromatisse on this list.
This is literally a gear with a face. They did absolutely nothing else to it. They didn't do a single thing other than make two gears and put a face on them. And not even like a cool face, like the goofiest, stupidest looking cartoon like piece of like a sticker on a cog face. And I think it's really bad. It gains one singular gear upon evolution. So each time it evolves, it gains one gear, and that's all it does. It doesn't even change the face. It just gains a gear. And I think that's so boring. Another issue, cannot emote. It can't emote at all. I googled anime episodes with this thing. It looks like that the whole time. It does not change its face. And I don't think it would change its face because it's not even hardly alive.
It just spins. What else can it do?
It floats. And why? Because lazy, that's why. I think they literally were like, let's just make a gear guy and he can just float. You can just say that he floats like magically or something. I don't know. He's not even any type that would make sense why he could float. He's just straight up steel. And so I think that's really dumb. And that's it. That's all I have for this guy. I just hate him. I think he's really boring.
I don't think he's good by any means. I think one thing you should have mentioned is that his naming is horribly lazy.
Oh, it's
His
super
names are
lazy, too.
really bad.
Yeah.
Clink
But-
and Clang and Klinklang? What?
It just
I think this guy's bad, but I don't think that bad. I don't even think he's like bottom 50.
I can't
I feel
even
like you can
tell.
I feel like you can make these same arguments for Magnemite and Magneton and Magnagross.
No, I don't think so because they got a lot more going for them than
They're just steel balls with magnets and an eyeball.
and screws coming out the top.
It's still just a bunch of metal parts though.
And their Gen
It's just as
1.
uninspired as this one, I think.
Gen 1 gets also kind of a special pass because it's literally the first generation, and the way they started was on that, like, the tiny little screen, unbacklit screen, no
this one's
pixels.
face is just stupid.
It's
At
just
least Magnemite has a cool looking face.
yeah,
you know what I'm
Magnemite
saying?
does
Like,
look cool. He looks mysterious and cool, and he's got a cool gimmick that they stick together because they're magnetic and they attract to each other. That's why there's 3 of them stuck together.
I don't think this guy's good. I just definitely don't think he's even close to bottom 10.
But like, look,
That's just me.
I just think it's dumb that he doesn't change at all with any evolution. Not a single one makes him change at all. It's like the same first one's always there. He's always there in the exact same position. They didn't even bother to change the drawing because they could just copy paste it to the next 2 guys. I don't think they even changed the drawing between. They literally just added on to the first, second, the first and second drawing with each new drawing. They just added something onto it.
Yeah, you can see it's the exact same.
That's so lazy.
it's like your Bidoof drawing. It's just the same thing over and over again.
Actually, the first one and the second one are shaded differently, but the second and third one are literally the exact same.
Oh yeah, they are shaded differently. But I just think that's so lazy. Like, you know, they just crapped this thing together really fast and slapped it in there, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't care like to make it look like anything cool. Just make it float around. It's just floating gears. That's what it is." And I just think that really sucks. So, anyways, that's it. That's my top 10 worst list. I think I did my best. There's probably like, I mean, you probably could. I probably could move some of these around and like still kind of agree with it, but I had to pick in the end. I had to make a definitive pick, and so this is my definitive pick. This is the one that I would want on my team the very least because I think it is really dumb. And that's all.
Pretty stupid.
I think Aromatisse should have been on here, and I think like Diggersby should have been on here.
I thought Aromatisse could be on here, but the reason I didn't put it on here is because I think that its concepts are cool enough to not be on here, even though it is kind of ugly looking and it's not executed very well.
Like
I
a
think
fat, sassy woman bird.
it's like a plague doctor, can dancer bird, and I think that's kind of cool. It's a cool concept, but they just didn't execute it very well. But I think it's
What
at
one
least
is this?
better than these things. Aromatisse.
Oh yeah.
And I think the pre-evolution is fine for that guy too, so that helps a lot.
This is a
You're
pretty
so
ugly
prophets kinda
Pokemon.
It's just
I don't-
boring.
I don't
It's
like its
just
big
like,
diaper
yeah.
thing it has on.
Oh yeah, I know. It looks bad, but I think that one's better than all of these ones. I would rather have that one than all of these ones, and I think that also is because it's been around so much longer than some of these other guys in this list. So I think that helps.
Yeah, Nostalgia will definitely do that.
Yeah.
Like, I hated the Tapus when they came out, but now I can like.
I tolerate them
I still
more.
don't like them, but
It's like the Weather Trio. Like, I really didn't like them when they came out, but now I look back and I'm like, yeah, they're pretty good. They're okay. It's a little bit of a nostalgia thing. Anyways, that's it. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe and comment what you think I should have done differently. Sorry if it's not what you wanted it to be. And with that, see you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Also,
Bye.
go follow the Joester on YouTube.
Thank you.